What's up? I'm Mario, and for the next 12 minutes, I'm going to tell you about my experience in Vipassana, the meditation retreat. So, what it is, it's a 10-day silent meditation retreat where you go to a location center, a Vipassana center, and while you're there, all you're supposed to do is to meditate, really. So, they teach you a course on meditation. It's nothing like crazy or anything. Like perhaps you've heard things before. Certainly you've heard things before, but what it is, it really an opportunity for the person who can afford to do such thing, because of course you need to take time out of your busy life to do this. And for 10 days you have no contact with the outside world, meaning no phone, no books, no magazines or anything like that. Essentially, you're living the life of a monk and you're in your little prison there with other people, of course, but you're not allowed to talk to them. And because what this gives you is an opportunity to experience and practice what they teach you. Meditation is very difficult to practice on a day-to-day life if you have a busy schedule. But when you're living the life of a monk where you don't have these responsibilities outside the real world, you can get into it a little bit more, if you know what I mean. So if you've been practicing meditation, or if you are interested in meditation at all, just a little bit, it's a great opportunity. It's a very good experience for anybody who is into meditation. And why should you care about meditation or any mindful practice? It's really because what Vipassana teaches you is that all of the answers to our problems and stuff relies inside of us, inside of our body. We tend to focus so much on the mind and so much on like the intellectual part of our problems, our suffering, and we end up creating more suffering, more damaging, just by thinking about that. So things that they talk about the course are things like, you know, our body is made of tiny atoms that are always vibrating. And perhaps, of course, you know this, but what the body does is that it creates sensations, and everything in our body starts as a sensation. And you have these sensations, and some of them are very easy to feel, the sensations. For example, your heartbeat, it's kind of easy to feel that if you're just a little bit quiet, sit down, you're like, oh yeah, I can feel it right there. So the practice of feeling your sensations is really what the target of this 10 days is, because the more you're able to feel those sensations, the more you're able to purify your mind, to train your mind. Now, it seems incredibly easy, the teaching. It is very easy what they teach you, meaning that there's nothing like too complex about it. And perhaps some things, you need to like go over it. And there are sessions where you actually talk to the teacher about the practice, and they clarify anything that may be kind of confusing and stuff like that, right? So there is a little bit of talking when it comes to that, and perhaps you overhear other people talking while talking to the teacher, but all the dialogue and everything is directed about the technique, the practice. The technique is very simple. The start, for like the first 3 days of the course, you're basically just focusing on the feelings and sensations of your nose, and later you expand that area to the whole body. And it's really a good experience to have, to be able to practice that. Now, you're meditating 10 hours a day, so you're gonna have practice no matter you want it or not. So your mind, it goes anywhere but to the practice. Like, at least for me, because it was my first time, my mind is very, very crazy. So it goes everywhere but there, everywhere but the present moment. And again, the practice is all about feeling and feeling the sensations and being able to be in the present moment, not be anywhere else, right? So to try to stop the chatter in your mind as much as you can, which is incredibly difficult to practice, incredibly difficult to experience. Nonetheless, the practice provides you that opportunity. Now, for me, it was kind of easy. It was easier than I expected to stay in the center for the 10 days. I initially thought, oh man, I'm so addicted to my phone. I'm so addicted to food. That's the other thing. Like the food they give you, you're not cooking, or you don't have access to food. They provide you with the food. You like it, great. You don't like it, well, there's nothing else, man. So for 10 days, you're eating vegetarian food. But I gotta say, like, the food was really good. I liked it. And they're small quantities, and you're supposed to be eating small quantities because it helps you with meditation, because you're gonna be just sitting. There's not a lot of exercise you're gonna be doing. You're just gonna be walking a little bit, because you have to observe noble silence, what they call it there. You're in silence or meditation retreat. You're not supposed to talk. You're also not supposed to be granting or whatever it is. So you're not supposed to exercise or anything like that for the 10 days. But for me, it was kind of easy to stay. I found it easy to stay on those 10 days. What I didn't find easy was the practice itself. Sitting down was, of course, the biggest challenge, perhaps for everybody, because sitting down for 10 minutes, no problem, 20 minutes, even no problem. But once you sit down for long periods of time, and here we're sitting down for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So if you're sitting down for a continuous amount of time, you're gonna experience some pain or another, and that's part of it, feeling the pain and not giving in to the pain, which is the next thing of the teaching, of course. So for me, the technique of stopping my thoughts, it's stopping my feelings and stuff, that was very hard. The key point of the teaching, the technique, is that they teach you to observe your feelings, not your feelings and not your thoughts. Observe your sensations. It all goes back to sensations. And it's funny because we have these sensations in our body. Let's say that we have these feelings and we say, like, I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling happy, or I'm feeling excited. And if we try to explain what that is, we come up with words like, oh, when I'm excited, I do this, or when I am happy, I do that. When I'm sad, this is what happens. But when we're experiencing those emotions, what really happens inside of us is just sensations. We've got different sensations that come and go. They don't stay. And they teach you to observe that and develop an equanimous mind, which means chill, don't think about it in a positive way. Don't think about it in a negative way. It's just is, right? You're happy. It just is. You're sad. It just is. It comes and goes. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. It's going to pass. Whether you want it, whether you don't want it, it's going to pass. So just remain still, observe it, move to the next sensation, observe it, move to the next sensation. Now, the teaching behind it, of course, is very popular or understood. Perhaps even you've heard about that millions of times, right? This too shall pass. Things come and go. Let it go. Everything like that it's been heard of. But the great thing about this retreat is you're there to practice, really to practice, to sit down and put it in practice. So I would recommend it to anyone. And also, one of the things that I found over there is that it helps you to concentrate. It also helps you with coming up with crazy creative ideas, perhaps because you're isolated for 10 days without entertainment, without phone, without the algorithm feeding you stuff. So that's a real benefit that I found. I came up with really good ideas for videos. You're probably going to see some of those in Mario Smiles. And it helps you create focus. It helps you create discipline while being there, because you gotta do the thing of like waking up every day at 4 a.m. You gotta be there. You gotta wash your own clothes. You gotta eat the food and wash your own plate. So it develops a little bit of a discipline, which is great. And it develops a lot of focus on you. It teaches you how to focus. This could be called, learn to focus course or learn to focus retreat. It really could, because it really, what it is to learn to focus. And I myself, I've been a teacher for many years. I was a teacher in kindergarten, and I even said this to my students, like, focus. Why can't you focus? Why don't you focus? And it's crazy how we say these things to children. We expect children to focus. We can't even focus. And yet we never teach them how to focus. And I personally, I've never learned how to focus. And how to focus is really, learning how to focus is really doing one thing at a time, giving it your full attention. And nothing comes better than that, than feeling your own sensations, because it's perhaps the deepest level of one's self. It is the sensations, the breath that one feels, because that's always inside of your body. You have that for the rest of your life. So I hope you get the chance to go there. I recommend this to everyone who can afford to take 10 days out of their lives to do this. And it's a magnificent experience. It's for free. It's donation based, and they heavily incentivize you to donate. But it's really good. I didn't find it like a scam or anything like that. It's not very much like a cult, you might say, but it's really not. It's really about going there, observing your breath, observing your sensations in your body. So if you have a chance to go and do the Vipassana meditation, go and do it. And to my Vipassana brothers and sisters, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Go enjoy.